Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. बोलिए Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your turn. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय.
Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to this Saturday's special program. I'll give a brief introduction about Radheshyam Prabhu. Radheshyam Prabhu, very familiar to our congregation. For any new devotees, we are introducing Radheshyam Prabhu. Prabhu is the president of ISKCON Pune branch that has over 600 centers worldwide and director of Vedic Oasis for inspiration, culture, education. He is youth counselor and a corporate advisor and has authored a series of 5 books, Spirituality for the Modern Youth. He has also compiled many pocket books on the topics relevant to the corporate circles like Art of Mind Control, Practical Tips to Mind Control, Stress Management, etc. His famous 5-volume series on Essence of Bhagavad Gita is internationally used in reaching out the message of Bhagavad Gita to educated community. He has also offers seminars on stress management, proactive leadership, time management, self-management, etc. in companies and colleges. He offers a 1-semester course at I2 IT, International Institute of Information Technology, on the topic of effective leadership and time management. Prabhuji visits Boston every year to help in reaching out to youth in Northwest University, Boston University, MIT, and Harvard University. He also gives corporate seminars at Bank of America, Infosys, Deutsche Bank, Cognizant, Persistent, etc. For his phenomenal contribution to youth preaching, ISKCON conferred upon him the Global Excellency Award, and he is also a recipient of Jiva Goswami Award for Innovative Youth Outreach. Prabhuji holds an MTech degree from IIT Bombay, has been a top ranker during his DME, BE, and MTech. With that, we will welcome Prabhu by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Who is a good Mridanga player? Who plays? Okay. Who plays? Mridanga, you play? Yes, I can have kartal. Hare Krishna. You are the singer? You are singing, huh? You are singing, very nice. One devotee. Hare Krishna. We have another kartal, we have a little bit. I can move the hand more freely. Yeah. Okay, better. Yeah. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Tiravan Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Oh, play, you can play. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Kamuna Tera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev, Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai. अधिक पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंदा की। राधा श्याम सुंदर की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीये नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Very happy to be here again at Austin. Our Satyasar Prabhu told me that there are different levels of devotees taking training on different days. So there is one group of devotees who come for the Bhagavat Ashraya program, correct? So this is the Bhagavat Ashraya program? This is Gita Ashraya. Gita Ashraya is on Monday and Bhagavat Ashraya is on Saturday? Is it Saturday? No, Bhagavat Sangha, I think, correct. Bhagavat Sangha program. Bhagavat Sangha program, correct? So who all attend Bhagavad Sangha program in this? Okay. And who all attend Gita Ashraya program? Okay. And then there is one more on Wednesday, I think. What was that? Bhagavad Sangha is Wednesday. And then? Bhakti Bhushan. Who are all Bhakti Bhushan devotees? Oh, many have got Bhakti Bhushan. Okay. The senior devotees, yeah. It is? It's on Thursday now. Okay. Okay. Very nice. So he told me that this is the cream of our community, these 3 programs. Those who are very serious devotees, very happy to be with all of you today. So, and also there is one more attending Bhakti Shastri, I think. Who are attending Bhakti Shastri? Oh, good number. Very good. Okay. Very nice. So, something related to Bhakti Shastri related, you will understand this very easily. I will share with you. But before that, we will recite one verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. I think I have to share it with them. Yeah. So you all can recite this verse. Sarvato manaso asangam Adau sangam cha sadhushu Daya maitrim prashrayam cha Bhuteshu adhyayatochitam. A sincere disciple should learn to dissociate the mind from everything material and positively cultivate association with his spiritual master and other saintly devotees. He should be merciful to those in an inferior position to him, cultivate friendship with those on an equal level, and meekly serve those in a higher spiritual position. Thus he should learn to deal properly with all living beings. So 2 points are mentioned here. One is to dissociate from bad association and associate with Guru and saintly devotees. That's one. Another one is how to deal with junior, senior and equal. From superior devotees, we should take their shelter. Prashrayam, it is used. And to those who are junior, we should show dayam. And with equal devotees, we should do maitrim. So I will come back to this verse. In case I forget, you can remind me at the end. From purport, I am going to show you something very interesting. But before that, we are going to discuss something. Yeah. So, let us take a short quiz. Let us see who answers. Who is qualified to begin practicing devotion service? You all are going to Bhakti Yoga now. What is the only qualification required for beginning Bhakti Yoga? To begin practicing, yes? He's saying some faith, he says. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Yeah? Uttering Lord's name, okay. If you utter one name of the Lord, you get a chance to practice devotion service. Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah? Servitude, willingness to render service. Okay? Oh, some curiosity. Okay, to know about him. Okay. Here's the answer. You need only one thing, which is attraction. Little attraction to executing devotion service. For example, you are attracted to kirtan, or you are attracted to prasad, you are attracted to deities, you are attracted to some Prabhupada's book. Some attraction you should have in relation to devotion service. If you have that, you are eligible to begin devotion service. Okay? That attraction comes from devotion service executed in the previous lives. Yeah. Okay. Then we may ask, then how does the devotion service begin in the previous life? From that previous life you did some little bhakti, because of which now you have inclination to bhakti. How did you begin that? Anybody knows? Yes? Association devotee is very good. A costless mercy of a devotee. Of course, what is the costless mercy of a devotee? A devotee gives some seva to do to you. So, I heard that once there was a Kumbh Mela. Lot of, crores of people come for that. So one man went to take khichdi. There was a long queue of people. Everybody was given full plate of khichdi. So he also went in the queue. So the person who was serving, he said, now the bucket is almost about to be empty now. So I'm giving you the last plate of khichdi. So he told this man, can you please help me? You serve a little bit. There are 2-3 people can take. I'll quickly go and bring from the kitchen more. So he ran to the kitchen to bring while this fellow was serving. So then that fellow came running back and told the people, you please wait. Khichdi is going to come. So he told this man, can you please go to the kitchen and help in cutting the sabji? Only then khichdi will be ready. So this man went in. He was a new man, not even a devotee. He went to the kitchen and he was cutting the sabji there. Quickly they were cutting very fast, and then he put it in this thing and started cooking. So then the kitchen person told him, can you please take this bucket and give it to them? So he went and came and gave it. So the person who was serving, he said, I have another service, can you stand here and serve at least this one bucket? So he started serving. And then he found 20 days he never left the place. He was there only. Service came. Then he was also, not only was serving, he was also cooking. He became a great cook. And one devotee showed him the mirror. He saw, oh, now he had tilak, he had kantimala, everything was there. And japamala, bead bag, everything came. So in this way, he got drawn into the service. Correct, no? He became a wonderful devotee by that. So somebody showed causeless mercy by giving him seva. That's how devotion service began for him. Okay, what is that causeless mercy? Anybody knows? Yeah? Yeah, that is true, we don't deserve it, but still we are awarded. So what is the type of causeless mercy that a devotee shows to you? Prasadam also is causeless mercy. But here, in Prabhupada, the Nectar of Devotion, we see causeless mercy is some Krishna seva. Ajnat sukriti. Unknowingly, somebody tells you to do some service, and thus you develop a slight taste or attraction to the Bhakti Yoga. He has given you some seva. You might have heard about one devotee, his name is Jayananda Prabhu. He was making the Rath cart. So one boy was passing by, he told him, can you please hold the nail? So the boy was holding the nail. Oh, how expertly you are holding, very good. He hit it. Then he said, can you not only hold the nail, can you also hit it? Can you make this entire row of nails, can you hit it? And the boy did it. And then he asked him, can you do the other side? Then he brought a pocket full of nails. And can you do this whole side? He did. So when the boy finished the service by lunchtime, Jayananda Prabhu was very pleased. He said, take my room key, I am the president of the temple. Go and open my door, you will find a special gift for you. It's only for you. So the boy ran. He opened the door. He saw on the tabletop there was a big mango, this much big size mango. Alfonso mango. So then this boy ate the mango, the tears in his eyes, it was delicious. It was more fleshy and a small little seed inside. So he ate the full mango, it's only for him. So this boy said that senior devotee Jayananda Prabhu's affection was more sweeter than this mango also. Such a good, somebody gave him mango, he gave it away to me. Then after that this boy started regularly coming to temple and he went on to become a very great soul. His name is His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj Ki. Can you imagine? So you'll find that he came through this kind of causeless mercy shown by Jayananda Prabhu. I heard him speak in one lecture. Similarly, there was one Daivi Shakti Mataji, she was distributing books. So one college student she met, she showed this book and told him, tell me, how do you like this book? He answered, good book, he said. And these are more books. She went on stacking, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Practically this many books. So he had so many books, she gave all of it to him. And when she asked for a donation, the boy said, how can I give donation now? My hand is full of books. She said, show me where it is. So she took the purse out, took the money. She asked him, how much can I take? He said, she took it and then put the purse back. Now we can go back and read the books. And that college student went on to become His Holiness Chandramani Swami Maharaj Ki. That's it. He became Chandramani Swami. There was another boy to whom Daivi Shakti Mataji was distributing book. And he was a very adamant boy. He said, I don't have any money in my pocket. Only my father has it. Now I don't have anything. She said, I'll take from your father, no problem. You take the books, money he will pay. So, finally, that boy also took and paid a donation. He went on to become His Holiness Devamrit Swami Maharaj. Like that you will find. So, there was another program going on, University of Buffalo. So there was one Rupanuga Prabhu who was doing a program. Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I think. 3 programs in a week. So, many of the college students used to come to his place for doing the Bhagavad Gita class. 3 classes in a week. So in that, many, many great souls came. And one of those great souls was His Holiness Ramapada Swami Maharaj ki. You know that? He came through that program. Burijan Prabhu came through that program. Many, many great souls, almost 15 great souls came through that program. You will see that. So somebody gets the mercy in the form of a class or prasadam, or somebody gets the mercy in the form of seva. But generally some ajnata sukriti. Ajnata means not, you don't know that you are getting kripa also, but you do something in connection to Krishna. And then attraction to bhakti develops. Okay, what is the qualification you need for receiving that costless mercy and to begin ajnata sukriti? What is the qualification needed? Anybody? Yeah? Some desire, she says, okay? Well, actually, ajnata sukriti is given to you even if you don't desire also, sometimes. At least the mode of goodness, he says. That means hippies cannot come to Krishna consciousness. Yeah? The mercy comes. So you should be willing to accept mercy, yeah? Is it okay? Yeah? Open to, they should be open-minded, okay? The answer is very simple. Prabhupada says, no qualification required. You don't need any qualification, okay? How does one become a seriously committed sadhana bhakta? Now we are not talking about beginning, already you have begun. But there are many devotees who begin bhakti, but they don't become serious. You have seen that? Like for example, somebody remains in one round for 5 years also. They don't increase. And on that one round also they may not chant regularly. They may chant once in a while, whenever they get time, like that. So, how does one become a seriously committed sadhana bhakta? Yeah? Faith is saying, okay, you can see the answer. Taste is the qualification for making a commitment to the systematic cultivation of sadhana bhakti. The more pronounced our taste, the greater our qualification. Tatran vaham Krishna katha pragayata anugrahena shrinavam manohara ta shraddaya menu padam vishrinvatah priya shravasyangam abhabhavat ruchihi. Like that, Narada boy, as a Dasiputra, he said, every day when he was going and giving prasadam to the Bhaktivedantas, so he observed that they are all sitting together and discussing Krishna Katha, and they are all very, very cheerful. They are never morose. They are always very happy. And they were laughing, appreciating Krishna's pastimes. So he became a little curious and interested. He told them that, sirs, I am actually low-born in a Dasiputra family. But if you permit me, I am also developing some eagerness to hear this katha from you. They said, you don't need any qualification, my child. All you need is some little interest. You have that interest, come and sit. So he sat and his ruchi developed. Vasudeva katha, ruchi. So actually Vasudeva katha ruchi develops by hearing, it develops by serving Vaishnavas also. So because he rendered service to the Vaishnavas, Bhaktivedanta Vaishnavas, so by that service he developed a taste. And then that ruchi prajayate, he says. Ruchi prajayate means by ruchi was born, he says. How do you know you have a ruchi? Say for example, you are reading Bhagavatam Purport of Prabhupada. You are opening and you are very much interested. Gajendra Moksha or Chitraketu, something you are reading. And while reading that book, somebody batters the door. So you are just keeping it upside down and then going and opening the door, talking to them. Again you come back and continue reading. You can't resist the desire to read. As soon as you are, like I asked my senior Radha Gopinath Prabhu, I asked him, Prabhuji, I don't get time to read, he said. No, 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 you are just telling lies, he said. Prabhuji, honestly, if you want, I will show me a schedule. He said, no, 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 he said. Don't give me any excuses, he said. Then I asked, then why am I not able to read? If I get time, I will read. He said, no, 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 if you get time also, you will not read, he said. Then I asked, what is required? Then he said, come, I will show you how you will read. How I read, I will tell you. So, Monday evening he has a program in Bhaktivedanta Hospital in Bombay. So, the congregation program. So, when he was going from Chowpatty temple to that Bhaktivedanta program, in the train, such a heavily crowded train, I was also with him. Jam-packed, people are just squeezing your body, the train. In that situation, he took one of the small Bhagavatam volumes and he was reading like this, holding like this. And then he hit me like this. I asked him, you wanted to know how I read? This is how I read. He said, this is how I make time. And then he said, you will find time to read if you have. If you have, that's our taste. If you have taste, you will definitely find out time for Krishna, spiritual life. Whether it is service, whether it is reading, whether it is chanting, you will definitely, where there is a will, where there is a will, Krishna shows the way. Because Krishna says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayatite. I will give you the sadbuddhi. You should have will and I will give you the sadbuddhi, Krishna says. So therefore, we have to express our will to him and then the taste will come in spiritual life. So how do you know one gets a taste? As you see, there was one fellow in Mayapur, I saw, actually it was a Chandanayatra day, heavily crowded temple, jam-packed, because everybody spoke that day they are going to put blue color chandan for Krishna, Radha Madhav. Everybody was eager to see how Radha Madhav will look in bluish, chandan. There was jam-packed, I was also in the front. So one fellow was right in the front, he was taking about turn and looking behind. I asked him, whom are you searching? He said, I wanted to go out of the temple, I wanted to go and relax. Then I asked him, how did you come to the front? He said, people, Dakamuka, they gave like this and they pushed me and brought me to the front. Now he is trying to go out and there is no place to go out, jam-packed. And there are other people, Prabhuji's Mataji is outside, pushing outside. They want to see Radha Madhav Darshan, the darshan is going to open now. They are unable to come in. So who has the taste? The front fellow or the outside people? So will Radha Madhav notice it or not? Correct, no? So Radha Madhav will see, these people are outside, but they want to see me. But this fellow is right in front of me, is not interested in me. Correct, no? So it may happen like that sometimes. Like one time, there is one very famous devotee in India called Krishnanand Prabhu. He gives long lectures. He is known for giving 2-3 hour lecture sometimes. So one boy had come to meet one devotee. He wanted to escape before Prabhuji comes. So he was trying to escape at the door and Prabhuji came. And Prabhuji is very famous for catching and putting people. He caught the boy and said, where are you going? Come, there is going to be a program now. He said, Prabhuji, I'll just come now. He said, no, just sit. So 3 hours he had to sit. There's a very beautiful Chaitanya Lila Katha. Prabhuji speaks very wonderful. Later on, this fellow thought, 2 minutes ahead I would have run away. So here is a fellow who is sitting, but who is not interested. On the other hand, there are people who are hearing online, Krishna Prabhu speaking, because he speaks very sweet. Very nectarian Leela he speaks. So there are people who go with him to Yatra, sometimes 5 hours also they hear. So in this way, Krishna is very intelligent Lord, he will see our intention. Whether you have intention to please him or you incidentally pleased him. There's a difference between the two. Like Chandar Mushtik were punching on Krishna's body. They were incidentally pleasing or intentionally pleasing? They had an intention to please Krishna? Did they have intention? Was the intention of Chandar Mushtik to give pleasure to Krishna while punching? No, they were actually trying to kill Krishna. They had no intention. They incidentally pleased him. Incidentally means, as a matter of fact, their punching produced pleasure for Krishna, but they didn't intend to please him. So their activity is not counted as bhakti at all. So their intention is very important. Like Sudama Brahmana brought chipped rice. Did he intend to please Krishna or not? Yes, that is intentionally he brought chapter rice to give Krishna. Although he was not giving out of shyness, but his intention was to please him. So we also have to see that any action we do, we intend to please Krishna. Like one fellow came on a Harinam Sankirtan in the morning. I said, wonderful. How did you develop the taste for distributing Harinam in the morning? He said, I thought very good, walking is good in the morning. I'll come with Harinam. So he will get bodily benefit. What benefit? Yeah. But if the soul has to benefit, he should also want to distribute the holy name. Then the soul will benefit. Correct, no? So therefore, the taste, there has to be a taste in hearing Krishna Katha, chanting the holy name, hearing the Krishna Katha, associating with devotees. The more pronounced the taste, greater our qualification. Okay, what are the qualifications for advancing in Krishna consciousness? Now, here I asked you about seriously committed bhakta, right? Now, what is the qualifications for advancing in Krishna consciousness? You want to know that? Not based on our intellectual abilities, but on our taste for hearing Krishna Katha, especially. You see, hearing Krishna Katha is like pouring water in the root of a plant, in a tree. If you pour water, the tree grows. Similarly, if you hear Krishna Katha, your devotional creeper grows. For persons who have a natural taste for understanding books like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, devotional service is easier than those who are simply accustomed to mental speculation and argumentative processes. See, we can't advance in bhakti by simply argumentation and logic and things like that. We should have a taste for understanding Gita, Bhagavatam. Actually, one should study the scriptures, relish them, and then reach out to others, also like that. So this is the, hearing taste is very important. Let us tell 2-3 slokas about hearing taste. Like this verse, Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. It says you will get nishtha bhakti, firm bhakti when you daily hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, he says. Another verse he says, Shanvata shraddhaya nityam grinatascha swacheshtitam. Daily one hears with great shraddha. Swacheshtitam means you should take personal endeavor. Don't expect somebody to always phone call you. You should phone call and ask, is there a program? How can I come? We should take initiative. Swacheshtitam, he says. Kale nanati dirghena bhagavan vishate hridi. Lord Hari will enter your heart if he sees that you are taking interest in him. You see, let us assume that one of you, somebody comes to meet you at the door. And then you say, no, I am very, very busy. I cannot meet now. Then they tell you, please tell me when you can meet me. So you say, no, next 2-3 hours I have no time. Okay, now it is 5 o'clock. I am ready to wait till 8 o'clock, they say. And 8 o'clock, it becomes 8:30 for you. You come out of the room, that person is still waiting. Will you pay attention to that person or not? What do you think? Why you will pay attention? Hey, this person really wants to meet me. And desperate to meet me, 3 hours a person is waiting. Similarly, Krishna also sees that, hey, this person is taking interest in hearing my class about me. Then Krishna also takes interest in you. He reciprocates with your interest. Imagine class is going on, I go to sleep. Some people go to sleep in the class. Krishna will think, this fellow is not interested in me, it seems. So if somebody is not interested in you, will you be interested? You won't be interested either. If somebody is interested in you, then you also become interested in them. It's a very natural psychology. Or we don't show interest in reading Prabhupada books. We don't show interest in knowing more about Krishna, curiosity. Then Krishna feels that maybe this fellow doesn't want to connect with me. He will think like that. So therefore, it is in our interest to show interest in hearing. Okay, what is sadhana bhakti? Here it comes. A systematic practice executed with mind and senses reawakens bhava bhakti, that is lying dormant within our heart. Four components are there. Please repeat. A systematic practice. That means it's not sporadic. Like some people say, I went to that temple, suddenly tears came in my eyes. It started, I wonder, what is the meaning of this? People ask. Actually, some people are very emotional people. They cry for everything. So that kind of crying cannot be considered bhakti. Because they cry, you tell them to chant one round, they will not chant regularly. There was an old lady who came to a temple. When we told her to chant one round, she said, oh, 24 hours, holy name is going on in my mouth. So one senior devotee told her, if 24 hours name is coming, why not chant at least one round? Then when she took the mala and went, 3 months later she came and said, now I understand what is chanting, even one round is difficult, she said. So it is very easy to do drama of bhakti. The real bhakti is to follow the acharyas in the systematic fashion they have given us. Prabhupada says bhakti means you should daily rise in the morning and chant fixed number of rounds of chanting, follow the 4 regulative principles, do puja for the deity, offer the bhoga to deity and eat only prasadam, don't eat anything outside, eat only prasad, and associate only with devotees, don't associate with non-devotees, and don't pick up bad vibration in the world around you, keep away from tempting environment. All these things we should follow, then it's a systematic practice. And also it includes Navavidha Bhakti. You all know Navavidha Bhakti, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and all that. And it should be systematically cultivated. Step by step, you have to cultivate the knowledge from basics. And executed with what? Mind and senses. That means we should think of Krishna also, and with senses we should do. Like if I am worshipping the Lord, the altar, I should look at him and think of him. I should not be thinking of something else. Like a king's servant, for example, is taking a peacock fan and is fanning the king. While fanning is thinking, now Diwali month is coming now. I think king will give me bonus. And what to do with the bonus? Maybe I will buy a sari for my wife and some toys for my children. And is fanning the king. So this example is not given by me. Baladev Devotion gives this. In the Manmanabha Madbhakta verse purport, Baladev Devotion says that while serving the king just as an employee may be thinking of his own family, in the same manner when you are serving Krishna, don't think of something else in the mind. Think in your mind that, oh Krishna, I am your eternal servant. Some or other I fall into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up. Accept me as one of your millions of servants. Let me love you. Let me serve you. Let me become devoted to you. And you are so wonderful. Your pastimes are so wonderful. This kind of thought should arise in the mind, he says. So executed with mind and senses. And reawakens bhava bhakti. Bhava is a pure love hidden in our heart. And that waves of bhava are present in the ocean of prema. So that is lying dormant in the heart. I'll explain about that now. If you see, oh yeah, okay. This is a revision only, this one. Okay. Yeah, how to perform, this is what I told you, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, right? This is actually Dasiputra, who became Narada later on. So this is how you practice bhakti. Somebody can read this please quickly? Yeah? Any of you? And what is nectar of devotion? 64 principles include things like circumambulating the deity, drinking charanamrita, dancing in the kirtan, and wearing tilak in 12 parts of the body and things like that. There are 64 principles given by Rupa Goswami Pad. You will find it in the nectar of devotion. Yeah. Who is SP? Yeah. Study and discuss Srila Prabhupada books. Yeah. Not only study Prabhupada books, discuss with devotees also. Yeah. That means we should see the world around us. For example, if you look at a tree, you should think, alas, some jiva has misused his freedom and he has become a tree, like Nalakur Manigri became trees, correct, no? So you look at a Brahman, you think, oh, this jiva must have done some punya, sukriti in the past, he has got, birth in a good family. So Prabhupada says this in Ishopanishad book, that when a devotee looks at the world, he thinks everything in terms of Krishna consciousness. Like you are going out in the street, you see tall towers in the New York City. So you are telling that you think, oh, the jivas are running here and there in mode of passion. Let them receive a book of Prabhupada and become enlightened. So His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu says that, when you look at the jiva in the world, you should look at the people like, here is a jiva. He is wandering in this world for having forgotten Krishna. Let me go and give him a book. And the beauty of the jiva is Tatastha Shakti, which means he is open-minded. Some people, you show the book, they are ready to take and pick and see. He is not close-minded, so let me give him a book. So if you see everything in terms of Shastra Chakshu, you will advance very fast. Yeah, then? Yeah, if you know the meaning, it's more beneficial than just singing the nice musical song. Yeah, see, every devotee connected to any center like this, three things are very important for every devotee. That means regularly one should come for at least one weekly program, at least. You can attend more than one, no problem, but at least one weekly program. And also every devotee should have some seva to identify with, at least 2 hours per week. Some service should be there. It can be a preaching service like Matajis can give program for small children. Sitting in their home also they can give. Or somebody can assist in corporate preaching or youth preaching or families preaching. In Pune we have started Vanaprastha Sangha, IVS we call it. ISKCON Vanaprastha Sevaks, IVS. So we 85 people registered in that. And recently we did one 3-day camp also for them. So the age is from 50 onwards, 50 to 80, 85 people joined. At the end of the camp, 8 of them stood up and said, now I am ready to go with bus party. They all went with bus party now. That's the commitment they gave. Now recently they have gone to bus party, which goes for 15 days in a month. So these fellows are 60 to 70 years of age. They are still healthy and they have gone in bus party. Yeah, these are devotees. Yeah, they are all at 16 rounds. They are all part of congregation. Many of them said we were at home only, we were reading newspaper, watching sometimes, taking grandson for a walk, like that they were doing. But the moment this started now, every Wednesday we have 2 hours class for Vanaprasthas we have. Now some Vanaprasthas are suggesting, one of our goals of Vanaprasthas is to bring them all close to the temple campus. So wherever far, far away they were there, now they have left their own house on rent and they have taken a rented house here. Come near the temple. And morning they walk down to the temple, they come. Many of these people have come nearby now. So our first goal is to bring them close to temple. After they come close to temple, invite them for seva. And after they take up services, then daily class for them. Yeah. So one of us devotee said, Prabhuji, it's appearing to us that in this very life you will send us back to Godhead. You are. So, bus party is, we have a bus with 6 devotees goes, every month 15 days, to villages. We have 13 talukas in Pune, so we send the buses to the villages and distribute books. Morning 2-3 hours and evening 2-3 hours, and afternoon they stay in some Hanuman temple like that, some temple, and there they take prasadam. They take bath in rivers also. Villages, how purely things are. So, and then afternoon they have a study also together. So these 8 Vanaprastha devotees have joined 2 buses. They have joined now, they're going now. So in this way, Prabhupada's books go in large number. When the bus goes and comes, like 2,500 books will go. You will see that. Just in 15 days, they distribute a big number of books. In America, many of the book distributors go to universities to distribute. Because one university like Texas A&M, if you go, there are like, how many thousands, Prabhu? 70, the biggest college I heard, 70,000 they were saying, yeah. Some of them are 30,000, 40,000. So a lot of books go actually. We do that. So in this way, when we come together in each other's association, we made groups also. We made them into groups and made them give some presentations on Prabhupada Speaks Out. They did that. Actually, many of them became more confident in each other's association, coming together. In this way, you can request senior devotees to award you Krishna. 3 things I told you. One thing is every week we should attend a program in the temple, and we should render some seva, and everybody should give some donation for the cause of spreading Krishna consciousness. These 3 are very much part of devotee's life. Yeah. Next. Yeah. And then accept all favorable items in Krishna consciousness. You all know that Utsa, Nishya, Dhairya, all those things. Reject all unfavorable items like Vachavegam, Anathavegam, and also Atyahara, Prayasascha, all those things. Always keep your mind and senses absorbed in relation to Krishna. So these are called Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, yeah. See, Prabhupada gives 3 examples here, I have shown here. Like this little daughter, you see how comfortably she is sitting in mother's lap. Like that, the jiva is very comfortable with Krishna. Only we have forgotten Krishna now. Just like the magnet is attracting iron filings, like that the jivas are attracted to Krishna. But now if the iron filings are covered by mud, they won't be attracted. So the impurities, anartha nivritti has to happen, then we will be attracted very strongly. And also like the baby example Prabhupada gives, baby is crawling, baby cannot walk in the beginning. But the walking ability is innate in the baby. As he grows, he starts walking, you see, gradually. Similarly, the loving Krishna ability is innate in us. Currently it's in a dormant state. Like look at the red hot coal. Either if you blow the ashes, then the coal will show up. Correct? Red hot coal. So, the red hot, our bhakti is like red hot coal. That is hidden. So you'll remember these 4 examples. Mother and daughter and the magnet and iron filings, child's innate ability to walk, and the red hot coal. All these examples Prabhupada only gives. In his purports, he gives nectar of devotion. In this way, bhakti is hidden in our hearts. We have to unfold it. We have to just unfold it, that's all. You know priming, anybody knows what is priming? You know, who knows what is priming? Anybody knows? In a pump we do. You can tell Roji, what is it? Yeah. Yeah. Like for example, in the motor, sometimes you put on the switch. Sound is coming, but no water is going up. You have seen that? Anybody knows why water doesn't go up? Because there's an air gap. So you take a mug of water and put it. And then you will find gubuk like that water will come and then now it will continuously go. And that's all, only one mug you have to put, that's all. Similarly, between the jiva and Krishna there is an ego gap. So, and who fills up that ego gap? Spiritual master. When spiritual master comes in our life and he gives some affection to Krishna, a little bit he gives us. And by receiving that, our ego is defeated, false ego is finished. Then our love for Krishna comes out like that. And then continuously you will become ecstatic devotee. You can see that. You ask our Satyasar Prabhu, which year he came to Krishna consciousness? Which year you came, Prabhu? 1990. So 1990 he was introduced. So he must have been, wearing pant and shirt and come as a new boy at that time. But within a short time you can see he met the Vaishnavas and then started chanting. He must have slowly progressed. And then once he picked up, now you can see how fired up he and his good wife are. Correct, no? And not only he is practicing, he is also eager to reach out to many places. Many of his students have gone to many universities and reaching out Krishna consciousness to many, many people like that. And he is just day and night meditating on how this movement can be expanded. Correct, no? So you will see that, and now you will see, is anybody needs to push him now? Rather he pushes many others to become more serious, correct, no? And that will happen to all of us. You will see that over the years, once the Krishna consciousness, it's like in the furnace you put some firewood, initially smoke comes, and you keep on fanning it like this. Once the fire picks up, it will grow very powerful after that. So, therefore we all should have faith that our bhakti also will become very powerful by sincere practice for a period of time. Okay, now there are 2 terms used here, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti and Raganuga sadhana bhakti. What is the difference between the two? Initially we have no natural attraction. Like how old is she, Mataji? 3 years, yeah. What's her name? Kamalavalli. So when Kamalavalli was even more smaller, say when mother, so Kamalavalli starts, she takes this thing, rice now, started? Okay. So when mother is making some dahi bath or something and takes to Kamalavalli, will she sit down and eat, or she will run away? What do you think? All the mothers know, children what they do, they run away, correct, no? They will not want. So but she has to take that, dahi bath with her and run behind her. Run from one room to another room, catch her and put her on the lap and feed her. Whereas now all of you grown-up people, will anybody run behind you to give you, or you naturally take? Naturally take. Now you go with the plate to the kitchen, you ask where is the prasad. Correct, no? Same thing with neophyte devotees also. Neophyte devotee means you have to chase after them. Sometimes you make phone call, they'll cut the phone also. They will not pick up. They know that. So some devotees are intelligent, they call from another phone number, unknown phone number. So you find that neophyte means they are running away from Krishna, running away from devotees. But grown-up devotee means they will run towards Krishna and devotees. You come and we want to be with devotees. We want to advance in devotional service. Not like a small baby. We should be like grown-up in Krishna consciousness. So, therefore he is saying, when the natural attraction is not there, but inspiration comes from two things. Either the scriptural order or the order of Guru. Scriptures say that, smartavyam satadam Vishnu, vismartavyam najatuchit, sarve vidhi nishedasyut, etayoreva kinkaraha, otherwise tasmat kena pipayena manak Krishna niveshayet. This kind of statements scriptures say. Always think of Krishna, never forget him. So scriptures are saying, so I should try to do devotion service. Some people do that. Or Guru is ordering disciple, chant 16 rounds, or chant 4 rounds, or 8 rounds. So Guru is giving, therefore disciple, out of respect for Guru, affection for Guru, he may do. Not that he is a lover of Krishna. Now we all are having a bead bag, tilak and everything. We haven't awakened our love for Krishna, but still we do because Guru has ordered us, correct? That is Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Whereas Raganuga means what? Spontaneous. When the inspiration of practicing bhakti comes from natural attraction to pleasing Krishna. Here nobody needs to, push you. And nobody needs to order you. You know the scriptures are saying, Guru is saying, but you also want to do, very naturally. Like you are eager to please the Lord. That is Raganuga. That is also sadhana, yeah. Yeah, actually when you reach Nishtha stage, from Nishtha stage onwards, Raganuga begins. That's a very advanced stage, because when you are taking initiation, you are in Bhajana Kriya stage. Then Anattanuvritti is a long process. It varies from people to people, how serious we are. If we are very serious, then it's fast. Just like NIIT Institute, if you join, the same course you can do in 2 years also. And the same course you can do in 3 months also. 3 months means every day 12 hours. And 2 years if we do, every day 1 hour or something like that. So depending on our seriousness in bhakti, Anuttamriti can be longer or shorter. Then after that comes Nishtha. So when you become firmly situated in Nishtha, then the Ruchi starts. From the stage of Ruchi, the Raganuga will start after that. Yeah, this is what he's saying. Somewhere or that we should always think of Krishna or Vishnu for forgetting him. Okay. So here he says, you see, chant Hare Krishna, remember Krishna and beg for Krishna Seva, then engage your mind and senses in doing that Seva. See, when we chant Hare Krishna, what are we requesting Krishna? Give me? We are begging for Seva. And then when we get the Seva, then engage your mind and senses in doing the Seva well. Yeah. Do something that will bring auspicious result. Always remember Krishna, never forget. Okay, this we will skip it. We will go ahead here. This I already told you. Okay. This is a very important part. Spiritual greed for attaining Krishna. You see, Kunti had great respect for Krishna. Devaki saw Krishna with respect and also with affection. And Yashoda saw Krishna only with spontaneous affection. So that is raga, she saw with raga. See, here is a story of one Andal. She is the daughter of Nammalvar, in South India. She is incarnation of Neela Devi. There is Bhu Devi, Shri Devi, Neela Devi. She is incarnation of Neela Devi. So she was a pure devotee of Krishna right from young age. When her father would make a garland, big garland for putting to Ranganath, she would wear it and see in the mirror. See inside the mirror, whom is she seeing? She is checking whether it is fitting well for the Lord. And once it is good, she will appreciate that and keep it aside. One day, her father wasn't aware of this, that she is doing this. So when he came to the room to pick up the garland, there was a long hair. So he kept that aside and he made a fresh one and took it to the Lord. Lord said, I don't want this one, I want that hair one. He was shocked. My Lord, that is impure, because I saw my daughter by mistake was wearing it. Lord said, you don't know. She has so much devotion to me that she is wearing it not to decorate herself, but to see how it will fit in my body. So because that garland is blended with the love of the devotion of your daughter, therefore I want that, Lord said. Then father understood. Said she's a very, very great devotee, pure devotee. When she grew up to the age of marriage, she said, I won't marry anybody, I'll only marry the Lord. Then her father told her 108 Divya Desams. And all the Divya Desams, name of the Lord and his pastimes, he narrated. She heard it very attentively. At last, when he spoke about Ranganatha, she said, yes, that is the Lord I want to marry. Then he was taken on a procession to Ranganatha's temple. Thousands of people. When she entered the sanctum sanctorum, she vanished in the lotus feet of Lord Ranganatha. After that, she never came out. So in this way, she attained the Vaikuntha. So she's a very great devotee. So she had such intense affection. Some of you might have heard about the Andal Tirupavai. In the Margashish month, December month, they sing one song. In that song, I'll tell you one song she sings. Only it's in Tamil. Anybody knows Tamil here? Anybody? Some of you know Tamil. Okay, I'll tell you Tamil. வையத்து வாழ்வீர்கள் நாங்கள் பாவைக்கு செய்யும் கிரிசைகள் கேளீரோ பார்க்கடலுள் பையத்துதின்ற பரமனடி பாடி நெய்யுண்ணோம் பாலுண்ணோம் நாட்காலி நீராடி மையேட்டெழுதோம் மலரிட்டு நாம் முடியோம் செய்யாதன செய்யோம் தீக்குறள் சென்றோதோம் ஐயமும் பிச்சையும் ஆம் தனையும் கைகாட்டி உயுமாறல் ரெண்ணி உவந்தேலோரெம் பாவாய். Like that she's singing. The meaning I'll tell you in English. Oh gopis, early in the morning, you people are sleeping. Is it time to sleep? Rise now, she's telling. This is the time for us to do Katyayani Vrata. Let us go to the bank of Yamuna and let us keep a nonbu. Nonbu means vratam. In this month, let us not eat, drink milk and eat very nice dahi bath and everything. Let us keep our upavas, and also we will worship Katyayani, begging her to give Krishna as our husband. And also we will not decorate our hair with varieties of decorations and jata and everything. And we will not decorate our eyes with kajal. You know kajal? We will not decorate our eyes. We will not decorate our bodies with, because sometimes women may take long time to dress themselves, decorate themselves. And we don't want to do that in this month, she says. And then she says, let us get into chanting of the holy name more. And then in this month especially, Tikural Chandrodom, we will not talk ill of anybody. And we will not gossip about anybody. And we will also give charity to the Lord's service and to the poor and the sick and needy. In this way, this 1 month, let us practice serious Krishna consciousness, they are saying. She's saying to them. She adopted the mood of a gopi like that. So in this way, Tivra Bhakti she did. So here it says this verse. Read the translation please, somebody? Somebody can read it?
Your devotional service in Krishna consciousness cannot be and even the pious activity in hundreds and thousands of lives. It can be attained only by paying one price, that is intense greed to obtain it. If it is available somewhere, one must purchase it without it.
Yeah. He says that if we want to go back to Godhead or attain Krishna, we need intense greed. Only then. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had intense greed for remembrance of Krishna, always. You will see he ran after that sand dune, thinking of it to be the Govardhan hill. So, he was always absorbed in this kind of love of God at every moment. And we are all followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have to awaken that love for Krishna hidden in our heart. Yeah. So I will now go to the... this is the one I wanted to show this. Yeah. See, what dampens our bhakti yoga, this we will skip it. I will show you this one. You can see this one. You know this famous verse? You all can repeat after me. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbir bhaktir vinashyati. So So this verse talks about the 6 activities we should avoid. See here, the first thing is janasanga, means bad association. If you have bad association of somebody, in that association we do prajalpa. You know what is prajalpa? Useless talk. That useless talk leads to argumentation, debate, fault finding and blasphemy. 5 things Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. Useless talk, argumentation, debate, fault finding, blasphemy. All are called prajalpa. So, how many of you have experienced, like you met somebody, they will tell you that, oh, you have only this car, why didn't you go for that bigger car? Why didn't you go for a bigger house? Do you know their daughter is doing this, their son is doing that, why don't you do that? So there are people who will induce greed in you. Oh, you are in this company, if you come to that company, they will give you double the salary. Only thing is you have to work double the hour also. So many times they induce greed in you. You may be working 10 hours a day, they will make you work for 16 hours a day. How it starts? How it starts? By bad association. Bad association. They will increase your material life and they will reduce your spiritual life. And opposite of janasanga is good association. In good association you will see, when you come in good association you feel, my Lord, I have to become more serious in spiritual life. I am wasting my life. Like that you will feel. I want to become fire. Like Narada Muni was speaking to Prachina Parishad. He was so enthused. He immediately got up and told Narada Muni, I am going to take Vanaprastha, I am going to go to forest now. And his ministers told him, your sons, Prachitas, have not yet come back. Let them become kings, then you can go to forest. He said, you guys are there, you post them as the king, I am going down. So that means by meeting advanced devotees, we feel we are not yet serious. We want to become serious. Whereas by bad association, see, to put it more simply, I'll tell you, bad association is like sprinkling water in firewood. So that will lead to smoke. And good association is like putting fire in this firewood, then just picks up. You will see that. So janasanga leads to prajalpa, and prajalpa leads to niyamagraha. What is the meaning of niyamagraha? Slackening, that means slackening the spiritual principles. Somebody was getting up early in the morning, now one is getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Night it gets very late. People are chatting in the night, talking, chatting, wasting time till 12 o'clock, and they get up late in the morning, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Then morning, get up late, then chanting remains in the evening again. Then afternoon chanting, evening chanting, bits and pieces chanting, not very effective. So chanting is not effective, then the material desires will grow in the heart. So niyama agraha means not following the regular principles strictly. Like some people are having a counter nowadays to chant. They are not chanting on beats. While driving the car, they are just pressing the button. It's not a good idea. Because chanting should be done in mala, jap mala. If you are initiated, Guru chants on a tulasi beads and gives you. So it's chanted by Guru, it's very sacred. We should chant in that mala, not that you chant in a counter. So some people while driving they chant. It's very dangerous because in chanting you doze, and driving if you doze, it's very dangerous, isn't it? So therefore, niyama agraha means slackening the spiritual principles. Some people say, what to do, Prabhu, we are not able to cook at home, so we eat in a Jain hotel. Or we are asking the hotel person to supply without onion, garlic. And these are all low standards. Actually, food should be cooked and offered with love to Krishna and then accepted. We should not slacken the spiritual principles. And niyama agraha means what? Agraha means you accept them, but not for spiritual advancement. Like sometimes like in Pune, I saw one Bhagavad Katha they were arranging. They got Bhagavatam in a big silver chariot, half an hour. Another half an hour they brought the Guruji also. They brought thousands of people were there. They called me to give an introduction to Bhagavatam in the beginning, 20 minutes. So I saw so many businessmen had come. Ladies were dressed like Yashoda Maya and businessmen were dressed like Nanda Baba. Very nicely turbans and everything there. So very nice occasion, some Gujarati people I think. Some rich people, Vaishya people. So then afterwards when the program was about to begin, I went to stage picking up the mic. I saw women's side was houseful. And men's side only, out of the 400 men who were there, 400 men, now only about 100 were there. And the youngest man in the audience was 80 years old at least. It was like that. Where are the other men? I asked her, sir, should I speak or should I wait? They said, no, they will not come. They all have gone for business, he said. So I said, your Swamiji is going to begin talking now. How are they not there? He said, no, they just came to welcome Swamiji, now they have to go. So they followed the etiquette of welcoming Swamiji, but they were not there to sit and hear the Bhagavad Gita. You will see that. That means Niyama Agraha means accepting the rules, not for advancement. Just superficial. Chitraketu was also like that. He welcomed the Jangira king, made him sit in the elevator house, and he sat down, he put garland for him. Very nice respect he gave. But he was in no mood to hear good instruction. He said, I have a desire, I want a son. That was his mood. So therefore, Niyama Agraha means not following. Agraha means following not for advancement. Both are wrong. And when we slacken the spiritual principles, the result is laulyam. Greed for increasing material enjoyment comes. There is something called as mental hunger. Do you know what it is? Like you have finished your lunch prasad. Already full. Somebody is coming and giving you Son Papdi from Giriraj Sweets. Bake Son Papdi, please. Honestly, think about it. How many of us will eat it? You just finished prasad, stomach is full. There is no hunger in the belly. But some people say, after all a devotee is giving, and that too from Vrindavan Dham, how can I say no? People take it and eat it. Correct? No? That's called what hunger? Mental hunger, we call it. It's not physical hunger. Mental hunger means Trishna. Similarly, the association with bad people eventually brings mental hunger, which means you want more and more and more. And then that leads to atyahara, you see. Accumulating more than required. And for that we do prayas, lot of hard work. Husband also goes for job, wife also goes for job, everybody goes for job, brings more and more money and to enjoy life. But then devotion service takes a back seat. So, yeah. And opposite of this will, okay. The opposite of this I have told you. Instead of Jana Sangha we do Bhakta Sangha, correct? In Bhakta Sangha, instead of Prajalpa, what do you do? Krishna Katha you do. And instead of there we told you that Niyama Graha, here what do you do? Dridhavrata, you become more determined. At any cost, I have to attain Krishna. You become Dridhavrata. Like Prahlad has Dridhavrata. Dhruva, the very meaning of the word Dhruva means determined. And then instead of getting material greed, you get laulyam for Krishna, greed for getting Krishna. And then you hear more katha, more devotion service, then you get prema, laulyam for Krishna prema, and that leads, then you will not eat too much, you will eat moderately, mita book, and santushta, satisfied. You don't do atyahar, you become santushta, satisfied. And you, actually Prabhupada says, if you overeat, what all happens? You can read, it is, I think, 5th canto, 5.28, I think, 0.6, I think. It is, sorry, not 5.6.28, I think. The 5th canto, 6th chapter, 28, I think. Let me check it. Oh, no, not that. 1 minute, I'll just find out and tell you exactly. It is actually 5th canto. Sorry, here it comes. Parabharata. Okay, I have the verse number in one PPT here. I will show you that. Here it is. This is the one. I got it now. See here what he says here. This is a very, very 29th purport. I'll find out which is the chapter. That's what I'll tell you. 29th verse. Prabhupada says, if we think we are fully engaged in devotional service and we can do whatever we want, we like whatever we like, we will suffer like Bharata. And then we have to accept one more body. He says, we should not waste our human life. And then goes on, see here, last part. If you overeat what he says, that will lead to oversleeping. And when we oversleep, that is sense gratification. And then we become disoriented, and then degradation to lower forms. And progress is checked at least for the time being. Actually, we eat so that we can be having energy to serve. That is the point. So Prabhupada says, devotees must take a lesson from Bharata's life to be very cautious and to see not a single moment is wasted in frivolous talk, sleep, or voracious eating. 3 things Prabhupada is saying, avoid. Don't sleep too much, don't talk frivolously, don't overeat. And eating, sleeping, and frivolous talk. These 3 Prabhupada is telling us to avoid. Yeah. This place. So, Taboji Veta Yavata. So, Janasangha, it's okay. So, and I wanted to show you last. This is the one. What is that? The third verse, if you go to the Utsa Nishchaya Dhairyat verse, Prabhupada talks about Utsahan there very nicely. I will just show you that on one slide and then we go ahead. See here. See, Utsaha means Prabhupada, what he defines it? Endeavor executed with intelligence and Krishna consciousness. Not only we should endeavor, look at this business fellow, how enthusiastic is jumping, you saw that? You saw this fellow? Similarly, children are enthusiastic in a classroom, raising hands and giving answers, you see. If you want to be a good student, you should participate in the class, correct? Similarly, if you want to be a businessman, see, all the people are amazed by his enthusiasm. Similarly, in our bhakti also we need enthusiasm to advance. Why we should be enthusiastic? Then only we can go back to Godhead in this very life. It is a must for anyone who wants to be successful in any act, whether you're a student or businessman or artist. You can see people who practice singing, Sarigama Padanisa, they need to do sadhana, correct? Only then they become expert. Similarly, any activity you want to do, you want to do Bharatanatyam, or you want to do Carnatic music, or you want to learn harmonium, any practice requires enthusiasm, diligent practice, daily practice. Similarly, chanting also. Daily we chant, sitting in one place, very attentively try to chant. Then gradually our attention will increase day by day. So, Prabhupada says that, for whom should we show enthusiasm? Krishnartya Akila Cheshta, for serving Krishna, he says. How? Under the direction of Srila Prabhupada or Guru. And what is the purpose of our enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness? He says to attain perfection in Bhakti Yoga. He says to become a pure devotee. Engage everything in Krishna's service, he says. So, okay, I will not get into the details in this, but one example I'll say and I'll conclude. So I will conclude. Once the guru of Krishna, Balaram and Sudama, who is that? Sandipani Muni. Once Satyapani Muni's wife, Guru Mata, that is Guru Mata of Krishna, she told Krishna and Sudama to go to the forest and fetch some firewood. They both went to the forest. But there was a heavy hailstorm, the very, very heavy rains, and the water level started increasing like a river. At that time, Krishna was alone, Sudama was somewhere far away, deep in the jungle. Krishna was calling, hey Sudama, Sudama was calling, hey Krishna, both were calling each other. It was a dark night. It got very dark. They didn't know how to get out of the forest. So, at last they found each other. And they were in a bush under a tree. There was a raised platform. They were standing there and the water was continuously flowing. They couldn't cross and come. Whole night they spent in the forest. It was a very fearsome place. You can hear the animals making sounds like elephants and lions and tigers and all. You know? So next day morning, Guru became very worried. Guru went to the forest to search after these two children. What happened? And seeing them carrying firewood in their hands and catching each other's hand, that is another very significant thing. Krishna Balram's hands were, Krishna and Sudama, their hands were catching, one hand was catching, another hand they were holding firewood. So the firewood represents Guru's mission. And catching the hand represents loving relationship. So which is important for us to do, Preeti Lakshanam or Guru Seva? Which is important? Which is important? Both are important. That's what they wanted to teach. They had Preeti Lakshanam with each other, but in that Preeti Lakshanam they were entering Seva also. So some people say that I spend my time developing nice connection with devotees, but some people are all the time distributing books, they never take out time to be with devotees. So both are two extremes, like a pendulum, correct, no? We need a balance between the two. There should be programs where senior devotees come together and they discuss, and then they churn the subject and deeply understand it. There should be time when you do seva vigorously, preaching, book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, like that we do different things. So, Hastagrihita Paripabrimatura, two words are used. They were catching each other's hands, Hastagrihita, and Paripabrimatura means Mother Guru Mata had ordered, so they carried the firewood for her. So, at that time, one very important thing happened. Guru gave blessings to these people. I'll tell you what verse he said. Aho he putrakayuyam asmadarte adidukkitaha nana vai praninam preshtastamanadrityamatparaha. Guru is saying, Aho he putrakayuyam. He is calling them as putraka. Oh my dear sons, you have done such an amazing service to me. Asmadarte, for my sake, ati dukkita, you took a lot of dukkha. This is the meaning of a disciple. A disciple should take some trouble for pleasing the spiritual master. You all know Prabhupada, he had a couple of heart attacks while coming to America, right? Did he go back immediately by the next Jaladuta? He didn't go back, he stayed and persisted. One day, somebody asked Prabhupada, one disciple, Prabhupada, you are extremely sick, why didn't you go back to India? You want to retire from America? So Prabhupada said, I will die preaching in Manhattan. And if I die, you can bury me in the top of one of the towers of Manhattan. He said, I am ready because it's better for me to die preaching for the mission of my Guru, he said. So all the disciples were stand, and next 12 years you saw what he did. You can see that. One example I'll tell you, how much entu he had, I'll tell you. He had one friend called Mishra, This Mishra is a pakka Mayavadi fellow, impersonalist. But he had a studio where there used to be yoga studio he had, where about 40, 50 students will come and sit. And Mishra, being a friend of Prabhupada, he had told him, Prabhupada, that okay, you are my friend, you can also come and address my students sometimes. And Prabhupada was speaking first class Vaishnava philosophy to all the boys. When Mishra came to know that he is speaking against Mayavad and spreading Vaishnava, so he came and protested. He said, now you cannot speak when you come. You can only do kirtan, and if you want to hang around, you sit. Sit in my class, you also sit, he said. So you can imagine how humble our Prabhupada was. He would go there and only do kirtan. After his kirtan, he would sit behind and Mishra would start speaking. When Mishra speaks Mayavad, Prabhupada will protest. He will say, hey, that you are saying wrong, that is not acceptable. In the car also, when Mishra would be going, Prabhupada would fight with them in the car. They were friends. And when Mishra got sick, Prabhupada made a khichdi for him and fed him also. So, and Prabhupada, what he would do, and all the other boys also will agree with Prabhupada. When Prabhupada would protest against Mishra, and then after the class is over, boys would move around Prabhupada and ask him, you spoke a brilliant point, you defeated Mishraji's point. And then Prabhupada said, so come and meet me, he will take them to his place. That's how he preached. How much enthu he was, an unbelievable enthusiasm, you can imagine. See, will any of you go to a place where you are not wanted? But Prabhupada thought at that time there was no place to go. He thought Mishra is making him sit in his Mayavad class. He was still getting some people from that and giving them the right thing, you can imagine. How much Prabhupada was patient and enthusiastic, you can see that. So, therefore Guru also said, Aho he putraka yuyam asmad arte atidukkitaha. In this world, nanave praninam preshtas, he says that all the jivas are more or less fond of their own body. They take very good care of their body by eating, sleeping and everything. But you disciples have served me. Therefore I am very pleased with you, he said. And then he says, Tushtoham bodhija sreshtaha satyasantu manorataha. And then he says, Chandam syaya tayamani bhavantvika paratracha. Here is the blessing in this verse. He says that, Tushtoham bodhija sreshta, I am very satisfied by your service, is telling. So this is our goal, to please Guru by our service. You know that Yasya Prasadat, Bhavad Prasad. So first of all, we should know what is expectation of Prabhupada, our Guru and our seniors, and we should ask them, what do you want me to do? Please give me some service. And when they give the service, Tushto Hambo, you satisfy them, then he's saying, Satya Asantu Manorata, may all your desires be fulfilled. Like that he's giving blessing. And then he is saying, may your Krishna consciousness be ever fresh for you. Like for example, some people in the beginning they are very into, it's called Arambashuratana, we call it. You know Arambashuratana? Like a flower pot you have seen, no? That's all, it's finished. In one. On the other hand, you see this 10,000 wala, you have seen that? It's slowly start, tap, 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 keep on going for half an hour, you have seen that. So your bhakti should be like 10,000 wala or like the Buswanam, or like that flower pot. Which one? Huh? 10,000 wala, correct, no? Want it to go on for a long time. That means, in the beginning, and after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, now there are Prabhupada disciples who have spent 50 years in the movement. Still they are like bullets. So much enthusiasm they have. In a day in and day out they are traveling, preaching tirelessly. So we should see that they are like 10,000 wala. Cracker. They started, once started, they have now stopped. And they are going on and on and on. See, as well as Bhaktichar Maharaj led such an amazing life. I have seen him in Calcutta. He would go to sleep at 9:30, 10 o'clock. And 1 o'clock he'll be up. And he'll be translating from English to Bengali. So, when devotees asked him, when do you take rest then? You just take 3 hours rest. He said, I am also, Prabhupada also woke up so early in the morning and he translated, so I am also doing that. And in the daytime, if I feel a little tired, I'll take half an hour rest here and there. So he was doing so many things. He was a Abhaycharan movie he made, 45 episodes he made. He made many songs, recordings he made. He used to give many seminars in many places. He was a Vaishnava etiquette minister. So many things. Each of the Prabhupada disciples, you will see, me and Gauranga Prabhu were talking recently. When we see Prabhupada disciples' commitment and dedication, we feel we are very insignificant compared to that. Each of them is doing so much volume of service. So, therefore, he says that if you render service and please Guru, then he will bless you that may your Krishna consciousness be ever fresh, like a fully blossomed lotus in the early morning hours, like that. Chandam syayatayamani bhavantvika paratracha. May you always remain blissfully Krishna conscious. That's a blessing he gave. So we can also earn such a blessing by pleasing the spiritual master. So, enthusiasm means giving up lethargy, giving up our laziness. Krishna says to Arjuna, 2 things you have to give up. Give up the pride of proprietorship and give up lethargy. 2 things he says. When you do a service, don't become proud that I did this great service. Then what will I get in return? Don't see that. Don't be a falakankshi. Don't be a dambi. 2 things Krishna says. Don't do damba, don't be proud, and don't be a fruitive actor. Fruitive actor means, I did this service, what post will you give me? Don't ask that. We are more interested in seva than the post. Correct, no? Even the announcement of my name. So we are just a service. Another thing is, neither should we be proud, nor should we be anticipating fruits. We should do it only for one thing, purification of heart and pleasure of the Lord. That's the only purpose for which we do. That's a Brahmana means you want only these 2. You want purification of heart and pleasing the Lord. So we do service like that, and we our chanting, our hearing, our associating, our taking prasad, remaining in the company of devotees, being non-envious, rendering service. So now coming back to the first verse which I quoted, I'm going to conclude with that, where I left. Please repeat that verse. Acha. I told you that verse, no? Sarvato manaso asangam. Will you repeat that? Ado sangam cha sadhushu dayam maitrim prashrayam cha bhuteshwadhayatochitam. First line says sarvato manaso asangam. Give up janasanga, it says. Second line says ado sangam cha sadhushu. Associate with saintly devotees, it says. Third line uses three words. Dayam for the juniors, Maitrim for the equals, and Prashrayam for the superiors. So, in this only one I will show you. In the purport there is a special see here. One cannot be liberated without association with the pure devotee of the Lord. Unless one shows mercy to those in an inferior position, one's life will be superficial. Elaboration is here. It is our practical experience in the Krishna conscious movement that those who are expanding their mercy by preaching the message of Krishna are making rapid spiritual progress. That means not only you are practicing, you are also assisting in preaching. And their life is filled with transcendental bliss, he is saying. So now a quiz question for you. When is your life filled with transcendental bliss? Who heard it well? Therefore I am taking quiz now. Because this is the point here. See here. Now here is the answer for the question. Please read it now and tell me. Whose life is filled with transcendental bliss? You can use only 3 words you can say. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words you can say. Expanding their mercy by preaching the message of Krishna. Yeah. If you do that, then your life is filled with bliss, he says. And then he says, those who neglect the quality of such preaching, mercy, being uninterested in the missionary activities of Krishna conscious movement, are not filled with transcendental bliss, as described here in the word Puryate. That means some of us practice chanting, reading Prabhupada's book, it becomes boredom. For a period of time. What is that? Now I don't feel like reading books. Now I don't feel like going to the classes because we are not preaching. He says, if you reach out to people and preach the Krishna consciousness, then you become blissful. Then your eagerness to attain Krishna increases more and more. Read this, somebody? That means if you don't read Prabhupada books, definitely we are going to read newspaper or novels or something else. We'll substitute it with mundane things. Similarly, if you are not preaching to people Krishna consciousness, we are likely to be speaking prajalpa. See, we have a speaking tendency. Right now I am glorifying Krishna. If I don't do that, I will be doing prajalpa, useless talk. Or I have to read Prabhupada books, otherwise I will read, you go to YouTube and watch YouTube videos. Like one fellow came to me in Corona time. He said, Prabhuji, all over my head there's Corona. Yeah, I'm getting Corona dreams at night. I said, how is it possible? Then I asked him, tell me honestly, did you see Corona videos? He said, Prabhuji, how did you know? He said, I asked, how many videos you saw? He said, more than 100 videos. So instead of Krishna conscious, he became Corona conscious. You see? Therefore, if we are not reading Prabhupada books, we will read mundane novels. If we are not speaking about Krishna, we will speak prajalpa, he is saying. Yeah. And then according to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Anandambadi Vardhanam, the preaching activity of Krishna movement is Anandambadi Vardhanam. The ever-increasing ocean of bliss. Missionary activities are based on the principle of dayam, or mercy to those who are fallen. Those who are actually preaching become enlivened by associating with other preachers. Like you can meet the other preachers and ask, Prabhu, Mataji, how was that program? How many people came for the program? And how many books of Prabhupada was distributed? How many are becoming devotees? So you are enthusiastic, talking to each other. When I joined the temple, Chowpatty temple in 1994, night I would be sleeping at 9:30, lights would be switched off at 9:30. But His Grace Devamrit Prabhu, Radha Gopinath Prabhu, Shyamanand Prabhu, Govind Prabhu, Krishnanand Prabhu, so they all will be shoulder to shoulder, putting their hands like this, talking. I could hear the whispering. They will be talking, asking, how many people came for your program? How many have regularly started chanting? How many have come to 16 rounds? How was your program today? Somebody will say wonderful things about program. Somebody will say program is struggling now. So they were talking about preaching. So I was a new and tender devotee at the time. But seeing their enthusiasm in preaching and returning back, and they would carry books, they would carry japamalas, they would carry prasad. So because they had preaching spirit, I also imbibed the same thing later on. So if senior devotees like all of you in your community are preaching, if some devotee is confident to speak, they can speak. Somebody says, I'll play mridanga, kartal and sing, they can sing. Some Mataji says, no, I cannot give lectures, but I can cook prasad and give. They can cook prasadam and give. Somebody may say, I cannot do any of these things, our house is a big house, you can use our house. They say, then they can host the program, somebody. Somebody can host, somebody can give lecture, somebody does music, somebody cooks prasad. And somebody may say, I will coordinate and invite the people to come. They can do coordination. So any successful program requires 3 people. A good preacher, a good host, and a coordinator of the program. So you can make a table. Who all would like to preach? How many of you like to speak Krishna conscious philosophy? You are confident, you like preaching. We have 1, 2, 3 devotees till now. Anybody else likes to present what you have been hearing? So it is Roshan Prabhu. What's your name? Shikha. So Roshan Prabhu, Shikha, and what is your name? Vijayalakshmi. Vijayalakshmi Mataji and Haridam Prabhu? Okay, Haridam Prabhu. Prabhu, you can note the names. They are all enthusiastic for giving lectures, preaching. Anybody else would like to speak philosophy? You like our Satyasar Prabhu gives lectures like that. You also would like to give lecture if you are given an opportunity. Anybody else? Don't feel shy. Some people are thinking that, how can I say about myself, they are feeling. Or you can tell about other names, you can tell. Somebody can propose. Anybody else you think can speak? Anybody? Yes? Who? What's Prabhu's name? Kamal Nayan Prabhu. Kamal Nayan Prabhu. He is very highly qualified but very shy to raise his hand on his own. Anybody else? You have heard them speaking, they are very intelligent, they can preach. So these are devotees who can preach. And who are good singers? Devotees. He sang very beautiful. In the beginning I saw it. Yeah, very beautiful kirtaniyar. Anybody else? Any Mataji is good kirtaniyars? Yeah, she sings a nice kirtan, very good. Yeah. Huh? Achha, they both the children, they both do? Very good, yeah. So somebody can do kirtan, somebody can give lecture, somebody can cook prasad nicely. So in this way, we can form teams and reach out Krishna consciousness by taking guidance from Satyasar Prabhu, which place we need to go. So then your life will be filled with bliss, he says here. This is called, then in this way what happens when you discuss with other preachers? This principle is called Maitri, friendship among equals. Here comes the last point. The power to carry out such preaching activities as well as the proper guidance for distributing Krishna conscious message comes through the principle of prashrayam or humble service at the lotus feet of spiritual authorities, the spiritual master. If one preaches Krishna consciousness sincerely under the guidance of a bona fide guru and in the company of fellow preachers, one is perfectly fulfilling the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam. And thus he will come to the point of sarvato manaso asangam, complete detachment from the illusory energy of the Lord. In this way, you will attain all perfection in life by doing this. 3 things. Take shelter of superiors and make friendship with other preachers and show compassion to the suffering souls. Dayam, Maitrim, Prashrayam cha. And then by the sadhana bhakti, you will advance very swiftly, experiencing great Krishna conscious bliss in your lives. Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. I can take 5 minutes, some questions? So, in summary, what we discussed today, in the beginning, I think we discussed about Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, I think. Correct, no? Who can begin Bhakti? Anybody? Who can begin? Who can get a chance to begin practicing Bhakti? What you need? Only attraction. Some attraction is required. And who can become serious practitioner of Bhakti? Taste is required, yeah. And and who can advance in Bhakti? We need continuous taste for hearing and chanting. Then only we can advance in Bhakti further, yeah. And then how does the taste come about? By costless mercy of a Madhyamadhikari devotee who has given us some seva to do, Agyat Sukriti. They do that. So these are things we discussed in the beginning. And subsequently I told you Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, what all items like chanting 16 rounds, following 4 regs, accepting Anukul, avoiding Pratikul, all those things I told you. And then we discussed about how the bad association brings forth many bad things. By bad association what we do? By Janasangha what happens? Prajalpa. By Prajalpa? Niyamagra. When we become slack in Bhakti, Lavlyam, material greed increases. When material greed increases, what happens? We start accumulating goods more than necessary, unnecessarily. And then for accumulating what you have to do? Prayas. Like that, yeah. So in this way all the problems start in our life after that. And opposite of that I told you, by instead of Jana Sangha you keep Krishna Bhakta Sangha. What is the result of that? Instead of Prajalpa you will do Krishna Katha. Then Lavlyam for Krishna increases. Just like Andal had Bhakti, we said about Andal's Bhakti. So, yes, when Krishna Katha Lavlyam increases, then instead of becoming greedy to accumulate and everything, you become mitabuk. You eat only moderately. And also santusht. You become satisfied in your life. And when you have these two things, then you advance very fast. Then your utsaha, nishya, dhairya, everything comes like that. So, then the last part, we spoke about utsaha in spiritual life. What is the definition of utsaha Prabhupada gave? Preaching and children movement. Another thing is endeavoring with intelligence. Apply your intelligence, how we can effectively preach to people, reach out books, reach Harinam Sankirtan. See, there is one Rangapriya Mataji in Boston. So, this Mata, I heard that she is a book distributor. So, wherever there is any marriage or birthday party, anything, she will go and catch them and tell them to distribute books for all the attendees. So she will get a bulk order to distribute books like that. Similarly, wherever any kind of program happens, she has a mobile tent she has. She will put a mobile tent and put a proper book table there immediately. Now I heard that she has gone to many universities and put the books in the libraries also. So some people actually come up with new innovative ways to reach Prabhupada books. So Prabhupada actually wanted his books to reach to nook and corner, everywhere. And he was very confident that anybody who reads the books, that's how their bhakti begins actually. So reaching books, starting preaching programs, making people get an opportunity. Somebody can teach children, from Krishna book. So we need all classes of programs. We need for children, girls, for the boys, for the corporates, for the married people, for everybody. So you all are the future hope of this community. You are all the cream of this community. And you are coming for the weekly program and benefiting immensely. Prabhupada gave the example of a cow. Prabhupada said that a cow initially swallows the food, correct? Then it sits in one place, like it does like that. You see, it ruminates. After that, the cow gives milk. Similarly, devotees should listen to the lectures and read Prabhupada books. Then you should contemplate what I read, what I studied, how is it applicable to my life, and apply it. Thirdly, what is the meaning of giving milk means you have to preach, he said. Not that you eat the curd and keep quiet, don't give any milk, he said. One has to preach, Prabhupada said. In your own capacity. Sometimes Mataji say we can't travel at other places, we have limitations. So they can do it in their own colony or, in their own area where they are staying. Anybody who is willing, nowadays many are preaching online also nowadays. So then your community has a very bright future. It will be a growing community, and Satyasar Prabhu himself has a lot of ideas. But he is little shy to speak the way that I am speaking. He will not, he will say, he feels that we devotees have their families and their responsibilities. I can't push anybody. But I can push because I only occasionally come. I'll give one push and push up. But if you do, I can tell you, you will immensely benefit if you make your efforts. Even your own bhakti will become very streamlined. Like, I used to go call the boys from my hostel to chant. In the morning, 30 of us used to chant in the rooftop in the hostel. So sometimes night it will become 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock for me to sleep. But the boys will come and batter my door. Radheshyam, are you ready? We have to go for morning program, 4:30. So because I only brought these fellows, when they call me, I cannot be sleeping. Get up and run. So we people whom you bring, they will make you serious. You will see that. That's advantage in preaching. Otherwise, the material world is a dangerous place. We can become slack very easily. Yeah. So anybody wishes to say anything or any question? One question? Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. In the Daksha Yajna, that part, there is referred like Bhagavan Uvacha, but Shiva is saying. Usually...
Even Badarayani is also Bhagavan Badarayani. Bhagavan Narada. Those words are used. See, Bhagavan has two meanings. One is one who possesses six opulences in full, which is Krishna or Vishnu or Ram. Or one who carries Bhagavan in his heart and he carries Bhagavan and gives Bhagavan to people. He is also called as Bhagavan because he totally represents Bhagavan, like Narada. Like for example, Prime Minister of India, sometimes he is not able to go to a foreign land for some reason. So he sends an ambassador. An ambassador is given the same respect what the Prime Minister is given because he is representing him totally. So they are also called by the name Bhagavan. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
That doesn't mean they are full in six opulences. They are jivas only, like Narada. But they carry Bhagavan, so we respect them like that. Just like we offer respects to Guru. Like we say, Sakshat Haritvena. Samasta Shastra. We treat him like Hari, but he is not Hari. Clear,
Thank you,
no?
Prabhu. Yeah, fine. Prabhu, one more question. Like, Prabhu, like we say always Kshirodakasai Vishnu and Garbhodakasai Vishnu.
Correct.
Karanodakasai.
Yeah.
So, where this Sastric reference, Prabhu?
This is from the Satvata Tantra. There is a book.
Oh, okay.
Vishnostu trine rupani purushakyanyyato vidhu ekastam mahatah srishtir dvitiyam anda samsitam tritiyam sarva bhutastam tani atma vimuchyate. That's a verse. Ekastam mahatah srishtir. The first Vishnu creates millions of universes. Dvitiyam anda samsitam. Second Vishnu enters into the anda, Brahmanda. Tritiyam sarva bhutastam. Third Vishnu situated in the heart of all living beings. Tani atma vimuchyate. One who knows this truth will be liberated. It says.
Yeah, today morning you referred this verse, but I don't know like where you quoted.
That is Satvata Tantra. Correct.
Satvata Tantra.
Yes.
Okay.
Prabhupada quotes that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we can do 5 minutes kirtan. I have again tomorrow early morning lecture. Yes.
I just, Satyasara Prabhu requested me to give the thank you note for you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the wonderful and...
Your willingness to preach itself is a big thank you for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's very nice that you are. Yes.
Thank you for enlightening us. Such a wonderful preaching. And I collected many points from the... But you recollected everything from attraction to Utsa, taste and everything. But this one point, that you missed and I wanted to... this is really closer to me and I wanted to say this. A devotee must do 3 things. At least once in a week they should attend the temple program.
Right, yeah.
2 hours at least, they should do the Krishna Seva. And also they should give some donations for, spreading the Krishna consciousness. This is really, really, I like these 3 points, Prabhu. Thank you so much for giving us this wonderful knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you. You see, wherever we go in the world, sometimes some devotees are transferred here and there also. The first thing you should do after putting your luggage is to find out where ISKCON temple is. You know, like my sister's son got a seat in Ottawa University. So as soon as they went, they said second day they were in a park with all the devotees doing kirtan. Because this boy plays keyboard and Mridangam plays. His sister is a very good Mridanga player and singer also. So the foreign devotees, Western Canadian devotees, they were so happy meeting them. Now they went to the kitchen and cooked there. They also did kirtan. Rath Yatra happened there, they participated. So they were telling that we are feeling so much at home. And coming to Canada, it's not a foreign place for us. When we meet the devotees, we feel like as if we are in Pune only. So today I was talking to them how happy they are. Because, so devotees are our real family. So wherever we go, we should immediately connect. Otherwise life is very dry. In America, it's all the more lonely. Because every house is all spaciously placed. You know, the population is only 20 crores in America, and the land is bigger than India. Whereas in India is 148 crores. You know, people, the boundary they make the houses, you'll see in India. Correct, no? 1 inch here and there also they won't leave. So, in America we can feel lost or lonely if we are not regularly coming in the company of devotees. So we have to push ourselves to make sure that we are in good company. It's very important. And when you come in company, all good will come to us. Thank you. Can we do Kirtan? Where is the Mridanga? Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare
Jai
Hare.
Radha Shyama Sundar Radha, Shyama Sundar Radhe Radhe.
Radha Shyama Sundar Radha, Shyama Sundar Radha.
Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga.
Gauranga Nitya Gauranga, Nitya Gauranga, Jaya Nitya Gauranga.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की
Jai.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की थैंक यू वेरी मच
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. That's a wonderful, enlightening lecture for devotional service to continue with enthusiasm. And thank you, Abhay Kulakarni Prabhu. That's a wonderful kirtan throughout the program. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Devotees, we are serving pressure. To go boxes are there. Please take with you. Hare Krishna.